Hello, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. It is a bonus Sarah Monday.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
We have crazy news, so I begged Sarah to come on to help because this is insane, and we're running about 15 minutes late because we were double checking details and to give you the best information. That's the one thing about this channel. I may read tarot, or we may talk about astrology, but unless otherwise stated, all of the news that we cover here is factual from trusted news sources. So we really try hard to get things right, so you get the best information. That's why it's News with Friends. So thank you. We have epic troll slayers who've kept us safe for years. Thank you. We have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to us. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. Miss Sarah will be timestamping as we go. So you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, whatever works for you. Mimi says, it's a big news day when Sarah shows up on a Monday. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me get this out of the way. My little sweeper died.
Much you can do. Much butt battery. Yes.
Yes. Ooh, Cynthia is saying, enjoying a lemon water ice.
Ooh.
Oh, gosh, that sounds good.
And
go ahead. Is Boo on parole? He's fine. We're fine. I wasn't so mad at him. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm going to be asked. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. And when later people come on and they go, what's that on your shirt? Y'all, I'm putting y'all on because I'm not going to repeat it. So you can, so it says, I'm going to let God fix it, because if I fix it, I'm going to jail. And this is sort of, I was wearing this already, and then the news hit, and I was going to come out here because it's just a tank top. And I was like, no, I'm not changing. That's the vibe today. So we're just going to slap a shrug on and roll out. But yeah, I'm going to let God fix it, because if I do, I'm going to jail.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good thought. And today I'm using the original. This is a reproduction of the 1909 deck, and they're very neutral now.
Very cool.
This nice. This is. We've got a lot to cover, but this is lovely art from around 1900. That's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Whoo. All right,
Let's do this. We need to explain to people what's going on who don't know. Yeah. Take twice as long to breathe out. It's what deep sea divers do. It's what firefighters do. It calms your nervous system. Take twice as long to breathe out as you do to breathe in. Okay.
Get your Lewis Black fingers ready. Okay. At 3:40, y'all. So, crime in DC is at a 30-year low. Now, we're not saying that there is no crime. There are obviously still rough parts of the city, obviously.
But there are rough parts of every city.
Statistically, it is at a 30-year low. However, this morning, Trump invoked Section 740 of the Home Rule Act, which allows him to put DC police under direct federal control. Now, here's the thing. By law, he can only do this, and this is what took me so long to research to make sure I had it right, for 48 hours. Total up to 30 days with notice to Congress, but even that is subject to judicial review. So he can do it on his own without having to talk it over with anybody for 48 hours. For longer than that, he has to give Congress 30 days notice. And then they have to decide within 30 days whether or not, because of the way that the act is written and because the laws in DC are different there than anywhere else, it would be, it's a simple law is how they refer to it, to change. So Congress can very quickly change the law there and remove the Home Rule Act altogether, which is what Trump wants, which would put everything back under federal review. Yeah.
I asked you to grab a screen capture earlier.
I did.
Is there a way you could send that to me? Please?
Yes, sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for. I am so grateful for you. This woman has gone above and beyond. Seriously.
Oh, thank you. All right. Okay. So yes, they were fact checking him live on air, which, yes.
Yeah.
But so yes, he has 48 hours to do it without having to check in with anybody. If he wants it longer than 38 hours, he has to tell Congress, but even then that only gives him a full 30 days, including that 48 hours. And then after that, either it needs to stop or Congress has to change the law. And at any point, judicial review can come in and squash it. So I guess because it is such a limited time frame, 48 hours, even if he gives Congress notice, Congress is not in session. What is he planning overall? And then there's some follow-up questions about some specific people that Chris School asked, but just basically, what is he planning? What is the end goal here?
Okay, well, I'm going to back up just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. I can't get a screen capture directly off MSNBC, but Sarah was kind enough to grab one for me. I held my phone up, and you're getting a preview of tomorrow's overlay because this is what I was going to use. But no, this is a screen capture of MSNBC as this wretch of a human being was talking. And they had the real decrease in violent crime rates. Overall violent crime in the U.S. is down 4.5%. In D.C., it's down 26%. Mm-hmm. Homicide, down 14.9%. In D.C., down 12%. And this is a kicker. Robbery, the U.S., down 8.9%. In D.C., robbery is down 28%. But Trump placing DC police under federal control, deploying the National Guard. And, oh gosh, sorry. Stop sharing. Yeah. And you had mentioned.
Yeah, so people were asking why today?
There we go.
Because today is the beginning of the Gavin Newsom bench trial on, that's right, deploying the National Guard and Marines in California and whether or not that was legal.
So this idiot chose today to lie through his teeth. And I actually heard a good chunk of what he said this morning, and I poor Miss Sarah, I put her through about 2 minutes of it. It'll turn your stomach. He was
the yuckiest of dudes.
The yuckiest of dudes. Yes, he was lying. I mean, he was lying badly even for him. So, I'm just going to get a general overview of what's going on here, and then we'll look at specifics. Okay, I did go and look at the astrology for Washington, D.C., for the dumpster fire himself. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's some stuff there, but it's not quite what you would think, which makes me think this might be short-lived.
Yeah, here's hoping. Sorry, I was getting news updates and I was making sure, like, what else? What else is going on?
Yeah, he is desperate to change the subject because today would be a great day to release the Epstein files. Oh, Lynette's pointing out The moon is void of course. This will not last long. And if you don't know, when the moon is void of course, basically once the moon has stopped making any aspect to anything, right before it changes signs, things that you do during a void of course, or you start doing a void of course, for some reason they just not great. Well, that says according to Steve Judd. There we go. Thank you. This is his past, and this feels very much like this is also my card for Mar-a-Lago. This feels like back in the day, the Epstein compound, his compounds, the islands, the modeling agencies, I'm sorry. And I can't even offer you some of my Tums.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm sorry. Yes, y'all, I'm apologizing. This is one of those, like, when no talking. Well, I'm not even saying anything. Well, your face says it all. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Face is speaking so many volumes. I apologize.
You have nothing to worry about. And I just feel bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'll start with you because it starts with that. It starts with the double card. Ace of Cups over those pesky, I don't know, people who believe in democracy. Day late and a dollar short. He's desperate. Desperate. 10 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. Work. So, yeah, cruelty is the point. And there are some people who will assume, well, he's saying it's awful, so it must be awful. No, it's not.
He passed a homeless person and he didn't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just ordered all homeless people out of DC. Yeah.
That's number 3. We're getting there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, MAGA Christians, come get your boy. Cruelty, awfulness. It's starting with, he's awful. But that card for the reading, I think he might be distracting from a couple of things. Yeah. Plus the ability to go to that judge in California, I guess, and say, but we are just helping these poor cities, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. What are you going to do? You're just going to say, oh, what, it looked bad to you? Because the numbers aren't there. What exactly is he going to say when Newsom can bring up the numbers and go, the numbers nationally, here are the numbers in Carbolinia, here are the numbers in DC.
Yeah. And this is one of those why everybody's sort of scratching their head, because usually he can usually find a source, you know what I mean, that will agree with him, but there's not any concrete proof on this. Like there's no there to support what he's doing. Which
Rasmussen polling or something.
Right. And so with the 48-hour thing, from what I'm seeing, most don't see it lasting too much longer than that because he has no basis, because Congress knows, Oh,
sorry.
No, you're good. Yes.
To blow up the earth.
It also doesn't help that I've been following this person on TikTok who has been teaching me bad words and sign language. So I just get my hands underneath here saying really bad things that you guys can't say because it's something.
There you go. There you go.
So, yeah. Okay.
On an aside, because I can't stay. I have to dip out of that energy at least for a few minutes just to, and before I can go back in. Back in Icon has cheeseburger days.
Yes.
When it was going, I submitted one once, and it was because they had a picture and it was kind of caption this, Thank you, Winnaboo. Thank you for becoming a member. And the picture was a cat, like a very small cat, looking up at some kind of skylight or something. So the light was shining down. And back here was a Marvin the Martian doll, a big one, just right back there. And I captioned it, "Huh, it really did block your view of Venus."
That was cute.
For what it's worth.
That was cute. Right, Crisco?
I still remember a couple of doozies in Dutch, but
there we go. All right. Speaking of Crisco, at 15:45, because this isn't, it just reads weird. Like, this is a lot of effort to go into something that's not going to last, even for him. You know what I mean? Like, so Crisco's wondering, are Dems in the area, especially ones that are in power, going to be okay, such as Mayor Bowser, Adam Schiff, AOC, etc.? Should they hire extra security? Stay away? You know, what is up? Are we seeing? Well, are we seeing?
Yeah. But why are we the only ones talking about this? This is not the number one news on MSNBC. This is not the number. Trump's butler says that Epstein's butler says that Epstein was offered a job in the Trump administration in 2016. Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Just, oh well.
I just happened to find that as a bottom article on Raw Story.
Nobody's talking about it. There are some other things that have been happening. Over 4,000 transactions that Trump made to Epstein. For what? The man pays for nothing. I mean, look, you and I we've been what, besties for 13 years?
It's been a minute, yeah.
And yeah, we've probably bought some things for each other over time or whatever. But we don't have over 4,000 transactions.
No, and especially not at that level.
Yeah,
because I mean, I doubt that, you know, Trump sent him some cupcakes and asked, hope that he had a better day. I mean, you know,
right?
DoorDashed a Snicker because he's not him when he's hungry.
Sent you paper plates and cups and silverware when there was a hurricane coming in.
Oh yes, you did that. I was talking about I doubt Trump sent Epstein a Snicker saying you're not you when you're hungry. But no, you were amazing. Yes, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You've been very sweet. Oh, Margie said, what do I miss? Oh, Lordy. Okay, shirt says it all. I'm going to let God fix it, because if I fix it, I'm going to jail. So we have invoked Section 740 of the Home Rule Act. So,
this is about, are the people going to be safe?
Yes.
Are the Democrats, are they going to be safe? Well, you have this stupidity happening, and Republicans aren't doing anything to stop him. Here's the thing. The energy from the astrology and in general, this feels temporary. This is a look at the shiny. Jazz hands. Look at the shiny. Look at the shiny. My concern is what he is stirring up. Not that the National Guard's going to do anything. Not that they're going to come after, but I do have a DEATH card right in the middle, followed by Knight of Swords, and there's the country. So this is an attack on our country, on the separation of powers, on our fight against authoritarianism. And we need to stand up and say, no, you're not killing our Constitution. I saw a headline popped up from Aaron Parnas, and it surprised me because I thought that they had removed those oopsies, accidentally coding problem, removed Trump's least favorite two parts of the Constitution. It just went poof on the White House website.
Library of Congress, yeah.
Library of Congress website. Oh, and then magically reappeared with yellow stars and blue diamonds. It was magically just delicious. But Aaron Parnas says, I saw something pop up last night that they had removed the Constitution or parts of the Constitution. And I'm like,
again?
Did we get to, yeah, that's what I still don't know. I have to go back and look. It's like, hang on, are we back to this? Did they do it again? I don't know.
Second verse, same as first.
Yeah, but no, seriously, we're not putting up with this. We're not. And it isn't a matter like take to the streets and give them an excuse. You know, take to the streets in a violent way and give them an excuse. It's just, we're not buying it. We're not buying it. Release the Epstein files.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're getting to that, too. All right. While we're in D.C. at 21:30, Nettie says Dumpy is trying to remove the homeless people out of D.C. by force and has asked John Roberts to bless Stephen Miller's discriminatory actions to profile immigrants. Will the Supreme Court allow these actions?
I'm assuming he can only do that now that he has taken over DC.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That would be my assumption too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
So Christian. Welcome the stranger. Feed the hungry. Clothe the naked.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in your personal life. That's not public policy. That's Speaker Mikey. That was one of his little gems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you want to be a Christian nation, but you're okay. Temporarily, maybe. There's a lot of show here. There's a lot of Republicans are not happy. The ones who are in more purple districts and what have you, they're not happy. Not happy. They're already worried about losing their jobs with the redistricting thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're not happy. But yes, pull out the herald. The king, the emperor has spoken. Yeah, normally you help people who need help. But oh, the king is coming. Make way for the idiot. Mm-hmm. And leaving something unfinished. Walking away. And there he goes. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, dumpster fire. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, much y'all could do in DC. But before we get completely out of DC, we're going to get out of this home rule stuff for a minute. We're going to take a minute and just inhale some good stuff.
Yay! Yes, Jean Hall. Squeak, 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 squeak.
You ready? Are you ready for something? Okay.
Yeah.
So a Freedom of Information Act case has been filed for the Epstein files, right?
Mhm.
They're like, give them to us. And those things get assigned to a judge because the Trump administration has refused. And so a case has been filed. Guess who it was assigned to? Judge Chutkan, as in Jack Smith, Judge Chutkan. So,
Really?
so this is a two-part. First off, how mad is he going to be? Because
Oh.
he hates Judge Tanya Chutkan. Like, is his little head is his big old head going to pop off of his shoulders? Glenn Kirshner said this is the best thing that could have ever happened. Like, this is like, the piece de resistance with all of this. So,
Ooh.
because she has to be able to see them to deem
Right.
whether or not they can keep them. Go ahead.
I only pulled 3 cards.
Okay, what'd you get?
Card for the reading. The thief, the criminal. Okay. Cards themselves. Page. You know that Trump is the king of wands.
Mm-hmm.
Page of wands. These are his weak flunkies. Right?
Mm-hmm.
World. All the world. All of it. Hand it over. The big material thing.
Mm-hmm.
End of the way things have been. Hand it over. Now, here's the thing. In one of those cases, they had a retired judge go through to see what was privileged and what wasn't. So why not have a privileged judge? Someone retired.
With clearance,
somebody with clearance, but somebody retired and somebody who cannot bow to political pressure to redact victims' names. And as far as the images go, look, if I had to look through those images, I would lose my cookies on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to tell you, I'd do it. And as far as the any of the men who are in the pictures, you can black out the whole thing. Just show that blankety blank's face.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to do. Mm-hmm. You don't have to show any of the rest. I cut the deck. Death card and feeling beaten up.
Well, yeah, the second part of that, following along, is Chutkan going to manage to get them released? Or is she going to get something done?
Okay. Lewis says, I bet somehow we'll get it moved to canon.
Somebody else asked if she's asking for them unredacted. She was just assigned late Friday, so I don't think there's been much. However, she's the type of judge, she doesn't sit on things for long. I mean, she was the one that was issuing stuff at 2, 3 a.m. So she's not going to sit on things for long. She's going to make the Trump admin explain to her in great detail, why A, she should not see them if she wants to, and B, why they're refusing. So,
okay, here's the thing. This is the most infuriating thing is what happened. Arguably the second most infuriating thing is that these people who are trying to cover this up are able to use real law to cover it up. And that's what they've been doing. And one of the things they've been saying is there are laws. You cannot share certain graphic material that begins with a P of a minor.
Right.
Understandable.
Right.
But it shouldn't matter if you're trying to prosecute, if you're trying to bring a case against, if you're trying to find out who did the thing.
If you can cover up naked people on your tarot cards, they can blur somebody. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
Oh my gosh, I just realized maybe I didn't do that on this deck. Maybe that's why I stopped using it. But yeah, no, they absolutely could. There's no reason why they wouldn't. Yeah,
well, you showed the devil card earlier. It was drawn out. Yeah.
They're covered. Yeah, this is there's a lot of pain here, and right behind it is the jerk himself as a man, not the emperor, just a man. Because this happened, because all this stuff was happening back before. This is the card for the reading is pain. Pain.
CC Ryder has some more details. Sorry, go ahead and finish real quick.
Fool, trying to pretend. Thief, criminal. Fool, criminal. Are you reading? Are you? Sorry, was I missing something?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Finish.
All right. Fool, criminal. This is a lot of evidence, and this is leaving things. There's like stuff missing here. Far right communication and the King of Cups, which is there are going to be people saying, no, we need this information. And from Trump world, there's going to be this is such a small card with such small energy, and it's melted toddler. Oh, we'll get around to that. Oh no, we couldn't possibly blah blah blah. Even this morning, did you hear one of the things that drives me crazy about Trump is when he does that whiny voice.
Yeah, I can't. That's why I have to. If anytime he's speaking, I look for the transcription afterward, like his voice.
Yeah. And when people do impressions of him, they do the more stronger stuff. But most of the time, he's there's these, and this is terrible, and it's like, oh god.
So CC Ryder has more information, and on one hand, it's a little flustering because it's not going to be the actual Freedom of Information Act case. It's not for the actual files. Okay. Okay. That's flustering. However, it's for the documentation of all of the briefing materials that Bondi used and she prepared for the May meeting with Trump, where she told Trump his name was in the files. That is what Chutkan is going to be releasing, or in front of Chutkan. The cover up, basically. So he can't stop that. There's no reason to redact that.
There's no reason.
There's no victim information. There's no yuckadoo photo that needs a. It's literally, yeah. Thank you, CC Ryder.
Weird. All right, so here we've got the King of Cups, the people who are fighting to get this information. Thank you, CC Ryder.
Yes.
There's the government, the institution. Again, criminal. Okay, in the center we have, this is the card of communication, especially in Trump world. So this is likely what they're going after. They're going after this information when she was talking to Trump. So why have I got a seven of cups here? A whole bunch of smoke, a whole bunch of, wait, let me see what I've got here.
I mean, this would be information that ties to a cover-up.
I just got the deck. For what it's worth, I just got the deck and got the Tower and the Devil. Let me finish shuffling.
I can't. It's where she tells him it's all the information and the prepping materials from the May meeting where Pam Bondi was going to sit down with Trump and say, listen, boss, you are in trouble. This is how many times your name is here. This is what's going on.
Oh, and how let's hope that they can also ask for that Excel file with all the mentions of Trump.
That would be part of the materials that she would be bringing to him. That would be
so great. Okay.
So yes, while I don't think the general public is going to get their hands on unfortunately, the Epstein files for a bit, if we could at least get proof of a cover-up, it's not the dinner that I want, but I'll take it. Oh, I like that response. I like the, what do we got?
What? Huh? Who? You know there were that many victims and that many of these scum of the earth involved. The ones who could get into those circles. Where's my little rack? Chaos, moon, howling at the moon, tower, emperor, Knight of Pentacles. Wait. Adding insult to injury. That doesn't look good for an emperor now, does it?
No.
Major arcana. Attempts at covering of playing games of, but remember, minor arcana are less powerful than major arcana. It's more, and that's not always a bad thing, because this is where the rubber hits the road.
Right.
But moon, tower, emperor.
So I take it his see what had happened is really not going to work this time. See what had happened was, and CC Ryder, you bring up a good point. The Excel files could be easily redacted, but you need the training videos and the totals that were in the reports that came from those Excel files. And
it makes me wonder if they were just supposed to mark where it was, or if they had to put in the passage. And if there's no criminal, nothing criminal being investigated at this point, you have no reason to not share it.
Exactly.
The cards.
And Chutkan is pretty letter of the law, so here's hoping. Chutkan's hands got tied with Cannon in the Supreme Court, big time. There's no reason for that to happen this time.
Well, they'll try.
Yeah, but ultimately, yeah.
They're going after the communication. These are still together. Going after the communication when she went and talked to him. Temperance. Some things are out in the open, are going to be out in the open, that puts some people on the defensive on the MAGA side. The cards are really good for this. For what it's worth, they are really good for this.
Your lips and deck to God's ears. So, all right. Okay, so we had yuckadoo, we had, and now here's some funkadoo. So I'm sorry.
Funkadoo, yuckadoo to funkadoo.
This is beyond yuckadoo. This is just, are you kidding me? That's where we're at. Okay. So the White House established a task force for the 2028 Olympics that will create a, quote, strong test to eliminate transgender athletes from competing across the board. Unsurprisingly, Trump assigned himself as head of said task force. What qualifications does he have?
So he's going to go in while they're changing clothes?
So to say, other than... I can't even, I wouldn't repeat that phrase anyway, other than grabbing people. But, so how is this going to go? How is this task force going to, we're going to end, the Olympics is going to be a huge laughing stock for us. Worse than the World Cup at this point.
Beekeeper Tarot, you've got the right sentiment there.
Yeah.
FFS.
A strong test. Hang
on, is that next summer?
Is
that next summer?
2028. So
2028.
Mm-hmm.
So
trans men exist. It's not just trans women. I have seen some really big, bowed up, look like huge biker dude, full beard, scary, heavily tatted, that are trans men. Mm-hmm. Sure. Let them compete in the women's and see how long that lasts. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's going to be the head of anything according to these cards.
Pray tell.
Card of the reading is quite... First two cards are the Fool and the Tower. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be unalived, but removed, impeached, ill. King of Pentacles. That's a Republican leader. Hermit. Page of Wands, weak. And it's an election year. That's not him in the middle. It's a long time between here and there. Thank you, yeah. Cheryl. That surprised me. First of all, if I will never read on the unaliving of this person. Never. I don't do that. And anybody who's expecting me to, I'm telling you right now, I won't. I don't read on that about anybody.
Yeah, that energy is
no. Where the angel of death treads.
Okay, for clarification, could it be that he's not going to be over the Olympics because the Olympics is going to be moved? Could it be that won't be a thing? I just to make sure that.
Okay. Don't promise us. Don't get our hopes up. Don't
threaten us with a good time.
Don't promise us stuff that's not going to happen. Because I'm getting the far right being on the defensive, and right behind that is a world card. Ending. Right behind that's a thief card. Now the three cards for the reading, all the trophies and all of this stuff, but it is also my card of evidence. And there's a Wheel of Fortune. And the burden of the far right. It's a long time between now and 2028. Let me tell you. When I started doing this every single day, believe it or not, there were two things I heard a lot. One was, nobody's going to sit there for an hour. And it's too long. And you're going to run out of things to read on.
I didn't say that.
No, you did not. You did not. You were very supportive.
Let the record show it was not me. Oh, thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Okay.
I ran out of here so fast today to get on to help with everything else, and I left my tea at the house. But good Lord Almighty, would I be taking a big old sip of it right now? There are times when you've pulled cards where I've not necessarily cared for the result that you got.
Yeah.
Just be real. And just be like,
that's happened to me too.
Like, thanks. I don't hate this one. Not at all. So I'm just going to stay cautiously optimistic. I'm going to take my little sliver grain, tiny little proton of hope, and I'm going to put it in a little particle holder thing.
And you said proton, and it's positively charged.
Yes.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm just going to nourish it. I'm just going to love on it periodically. Just when things get bad, just pull the little proton off the shelf and be like, "You're cute, proton. Yes, you are." Ooh. And then put it back.
Gosh.
Okay, thank you, Cece.
Thank you, Giovanna. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Oh,
Cece.
goodness. Real
Veronica,
quick.
my OCD daily routine. Oh, fellow OCDer.
Oh.
Gentle
Real
fist
quick.
bump in the distance. Yes?
Let's do, because I know this has been going on for the last few minutes, or probably just right before we went on, but I did not catch it before we went on with all of this other. So can we do a quick moment of silence for the folks at the steel factory with the explosion in Pennsylvania? So.
My grandfather worked at a steel factory in Pennsylvania. So.
All right. And sorry, I know some of you were talking about it in chat, but it didn't twig on me because of everything going on until I saw the thing. So my apologies.
Bern said autumn is cheaper than therapy.
All right. Now this sort of ties back in to the beginning a little bit. 4818. A leaked DHS memo reveals plans to normalize and expand the use of U.S. military inside the country, embedding armed military personnel into ICE and CBP, and framing immigration threats as equivalent to al-Qaeda or ISIS.
No.
How likely is this to result in permanent domestic forever war as an authoritarian police state?
Authoritarian.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy. Dynasty. They're trying, but no.
So help me, I will be the old lady with the sunflower seeds in Ukraine when it first started. Like, put them in your pocket. Just put them in your pocket. I love that woman. She's my hero. Let me find some random old. Sorry, I'm on a.
Oh no, we have reason. We're like we're not putting up with this. We're not saying this is okay. No, Karen, several are talking about it. Good. I believe there are laws against this, like serious laws against this.
Yes,
and I know. Quite often we think, oh, he gets away with everything, but no, there are some things he is not getting away with, and he hasn't gotten away with, or he had to do But then he had to undo, or he did, but then he had to undo it. Thank you, Julie, for the therapist tip. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Anna, we love Sarah. We love Sarah.
I love y'all too.
Lisa says FEMA employees saying they have to switch to ICE. Really? Whew. Jean Hall says there was a UK grandma who took out a soldier with a pickle jar.
This is the type of old lady that I aspire to be when I grow up. Yes. I'm going to be the type of woman that runs around with a roll of dimes and a sock in my purse and just whap people. So,
if they're trying to invade your country.
yes, yes. Not just in general. I'm not invoking violence for violence sake. But
these are the stupid things they talk about in the White House, where you have Nazi Ferratu and you have all these other heinous people. This is the dumb stuff they talk about. Emperor, devil, we can stop right there. We know that we can agree on that.
Yeah.
World, stop. Hanged man, cease. Disappointment.
Womp womp.
Yeah. There are big time laws against our military in our streets arresting people. Big laws. Big. Anne says, Yahtzee. Oh, Viking girl, thank you. I'm really scared what's happening for our great country. My grandparents came here from Finland in the early 1900s. I'm trying to go back to Finland. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's upsetting you like that. But the fact is, well, you do what you feel like you need to do. I'm not trying to. There's some people who left the country, which, you know what, they're probably better. They're probably safer where they are. Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan's probably safer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But we're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I don't think you're going anywhere.
Not if I can help it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not just because I don't necessarily have anywhere to go. It's because I'm not going to just roll over. And once again, I know I say this all the time, but I have nearly 2,500 videos on this channel with my little face saying, no fascism, you scumbag, you pathetic excuse for a human being and the slime that trails after you with tears in their eyes going, stir, stir. Seriously, Donald Trump is the scum of the earth. And I am here to say it every single day. And I have for over 5.5 years. There are more of us than them, Chris Cool. Exactly. There's that too.
Yes.
But I'm not giving up, and I'm taking you with me. We are, come on. I understand you're scared, and if you do what you feel like you need to do. But there's this community is here every day. I'm here every day. So
I have you have time for an astrology explanation?
I can try. Carol says I'm considering moving to Japan. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh. That would be interesting.
Beekeeper Tara says that he is total scum.
Chris Cool said, I heard somewhere today that Venus is conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. Please explain what that means if you have time. I haven't the faintest idea.
Sure. Tishy J said, please stay. We need you to vote. Well, you do what you need to do, but I understand. Sassy Cat says autumn is unhuman. I'm no, still human.
I think she put that in a positive way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bum. Smart Holy says brother and sister-in-law are considering moving to Albania. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, anyway, so the astrology. I don't have the graphics aren't right exactly what I want them to be, so I can't show it to you. But think of each of the signs has like a setting. Mm-hmm. Aries is the battlefield, and Taurus is a farm village. Cancer, think of it like a seaside village.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all that emotion, but it's extremely family oriented.
All right.
Mars in Cancer you can think of as the local policeman in the seaside village who spends as much time, with his own toddler son on his arm as he does, arresting people or whatever.
Right.
It's Cancer. The sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is Big Mom.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this very nurturing, aspect. The Mercury in Cancer would be the counselor, the therapist, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So Venus is what we love and how we love. And Venus in Cancer, you can think of where in other signs she might be a nurse or a florist or, something like that. In Cancer, Venus is, think of her like the quilt maker. She's making beautiful, beautiful things, but there's this comfy, cozy side to it. Mm. And Jupiter is always real Sagittarius, so it's always looking outward. It's always like, oh, it's over there. I want to learn what's over there. I want to see what's over the hill. I want to try the snacks over there. I want to do the thing. But because it's in this seaside village, Jupiter becomes kind of the harbor master. He's still there. He's still homey, but he gets to talk to all the people coming in and out and getting that learning. But there's this very soft, homey feeling about Cancer. So the fact that both of these two, who are traditionally very beneficial planets, are conjunct in the same place in Cancer, that's a lot of really lovely energy potentially. So that's a good thing. But hang on, let me see. I had pulled this up to look at. Let me make sure I've got the right thing.
Congrats, Margie.
What happened? I'm sorry, I can't see.
No, you're good. Margie has a grandbabe.
Congratulations. Doll. All right, so right now, where is it? Yeah, okay. So right now, there's a lot of blue. I've talked about this before on the most basic level. Even if you don't know astrology or what have you, you can look at these modern charts. Yeah, and you can look in the center and say, is there more red or is there more blue? Red tends to be more challenging. Blue tends to be easier. So is there more red or blue? It's the first thing you can just glance at. And right now, this flattened triangle is these outer planets are still in aspect to each other, which is huge, massive energy to have all of these planets newly in these signs in new signs, all aspecting each other, but in a pretty positive way. Mars is actually getting in on the deal over here, turning this into this shape. I know it's at a weird angle, but turning this shape into what's known as a kite, because you've got the flattened triangle up here and you've got this longer triangle here, this grand trine there. So that's also getting involved. You get Mars involved over in Libra. So there is good energy there. There's some more challenging. It isn't even the worst energy possible. What it is it's a huge amount of energy.
Right.
So, and right now that conjunction, we talked about we talked about Venus and Jupiter up there near like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. There are blue lines coming off of it. We can ignore the one over here, because that'll change. But there's a blue line coming off of it down here. This is at 13 degrees. That blue line goes down here, kind of wide, but it's there. I mean, it's not doing anything horrible. But between those two beneficial planets, exactly, I mean, almost down to the minute conjunct, and with all this other stuff going on, there's just a huge amount of energy. But it's not necessarily bad. But it can, to some extent, it really does feel like the dumpster fire. It's like he's got some headwinds that he's coming up against, not just because of what's affecting his chart, but because it's just the sheer amount of energy. So I hope that wasn't too long.
No, you're good.
So, yep. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
I'm happy.
Thank you, Miss Sarah.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching. Seriously, it's huge. And yeah, I'm just so grateful that you're a part of the community. Some of you daily, some of you, just when you can, and I'm very, very grateful. So we're going to make it. We are.
Yes.
And I know I say it all the time, but you're not alone. Mm-hmm. And we are in this together.
Mm-hmm. And
there are good days ahead.
Absolutely.
And this community will be here. And I will be here. Crisco's asking, is it a good day to buy a lottery ticket? Depends on what's going on in your personal chart. If it lands somewhere good, maybe. If it's squaring important things, no. But anyway, we are going to make it, Vita. Yes. I honestly believe that. So, All right. And thank you for being so patient today as we were digging through to get the best possible information.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes. And thank you, CC Ryder, for your assistance too.
Yes. CC Ryder, thank you. All right. So it's 1:23 p.m. here in Chicago and down in Louisiana.
Yes.
At 3 o'clock, we'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel, doing the creative-y things, being positive and productive. And I will be right back here tomorrow, and I hope you will be too. I'm here every weekday, weekend, holiday, your birthday, my birthday. I'm here, and we're going to get through this together. Yep. All right. So hang in there, and we'll see you later. Yes. And I'll definitely see you later. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Take care.